Today's topic for discussion is fundamentals of educational psychology and its relation to agriculture extension. Introduction. Educational psychology consists of two words, psychology and education. While general psychology is considered more of a pure science, educational psychology is applied in the field of education. The fundamental aspect of educational psychology is about understanding how experience of an individual from birth to old age shapes his or her learning process. For instance, thinkers like Skinner define educational psychology as, I quote, that branch of psychology which deals with teaching and learning, unquote. Educational psychology is one of the branches of applied psychology concerned with the application of the scientific principles and methods that deals with issues of human personality. It also extensively deals with development of techniques for an educator. Educational psychology, in its expanded role, encompasses several other fields as well. Let us now talk about approach and method. Educational psychology draws heavily from various branches of psychology, biology, sociology, and anthropology. However, there is no consensus on defining educational psychology as similar to those of natural disciplines. Educational psychology operates and relies heavily on the observational and experimental method. In 1879, William Wundt established the first psychological laboratory at Leipzig in Germany. Experimentation is where the investigator controls the educative factors to which a group of children are subjected during the period of inquiry and observes the resulting achievement. In the word of J.W. Best described, I quote, experimental research is the description and analysis of what will be or what will occur under carefully controlled conditions, unquote. Let us also now talk about main objectives. The main aim of educational psychology is to mold human behavior while inculcating the social aspect in human personality. Educational psychology is primarily about human learning processes, irrespective of age and gender, with the following main objectives. Understand his or her needs and development processes. Understand the learning situation and social and group dynamics. We will now examine the scope. The educational psychology as a field of study covers the following aspects. Human behavior. In this regard, it focuses on the shaping and molding of human behavior. Growth and development talks about promoting children's physical growth and mental development. Learning system and environment. Here, it talks about how learning can take place most effectively and economically. Hereditary and environment. It takes into account important issues like hereditary and social environment from a scientific point of view. Intelligence and its measurement. The scope of educational psychology includes the study of the nature of intelligence. The scope of educational psychology is vast, and the following 5 major constituents can be mentioned. 1. The learner. 2. The learning process. 3. The learning situation. 4. The teaching situation. And 5. Evaluation of learning performance of the teacher and the learner. Educational psychology acquaints us with the need of knowing the learners while innovating suitable techniques of knowing the learner properly. To talk about the learning process, after knowing the learner and deciding what learning experiences are to be provided, the emerging problem is to help the learner in acquiring these learning experiences with ease and confidence. To talk about learning situation, it also deals with the environmental factors and learning situation which comes midway between the learner and the teacher. To talk about the role of the teacher, educational psychology emphasizes the need of knowing the self for a teacher to play his or her role properly in the process of education. The following 5 areas were named by American Psychological Association in the field of educational psychology. Number 1, human growth and development. Number 2, the nature of learning process, factors influencing the learning process, etc. Number 3, personality shaping and adjustment. Number 4, evaluation of statistics. And 5, development of educational techniques and methods. To talk about educational psychology and agricultural extension, we can say that one might find it very unusual to talk about educational psychology and agricultural extension. Over the years, the two have developed a close relationship. Agricultural extension programs explore and promote newer avenues that could indirectly or directly impact upon the improvement of agricultural activities. Agricultural extension aims at issues related to our natural resources and human resource capacity. Agricultural resources, for instance, could be drastically improved through creating learning environments at the grassroots. The farmers as agencies for production and new inputs as information and capacity building for the farmers can bring about significant sustainability in the production of food grains. As we know, agricultural sector play a crucial role in ensuring food sector. Extension of educational psychology in the field of agriculture can bring about positive changes. India being a country largely dependent on agricultural economy, educational psychology widens the scope at the level of organizing rural economy while effectively piloting varying models for learning and capacitation. Through agricultural extension, innovative worldwide experiences are studied. In the absence of proper extension programs, the performance and agriculture productivity may decrease and stagnate. It encourages initiation of broader policy environment and establish stronger relationship between agro activities and research systems with technical know-how. Educational activities in the field of agriculture strengthen the linkage between production system and policy accountability. Contemporary policy programs on enhancing institutional and organizational capacity through involvement of non-governmental organizations and local representatives and mass media are significant aspects of the extension initiatives. These initiatives have in turn deepened public awareness. Knowledge transfer and difficulties with fiscal sustainability have been rather eased out. This framework was used by Anderson and Feeder to review decentralization and farmer-related field schools. The framework considers the contextual factors within which the extension approach is found, which include policy environment, capacity of provider, farming type and realities of local communities along with the governance structure. Capacity building, management and methods of extension service itself, and consequence, performance and impact. A holistic approach to agricultural extension today goes beyond technology transfer for major crop and livestock production systems. It also includes goals for human capital development in terms of enhancing management and technical skills of farm households relating to production phase and post-harvest situations, including high-yielding value crops, livestock, sustainable natural resource management, and nutrition. The primary focus is about leadership and organizational skills and social capital development. And agriculture extension facilitates problem-solving parameters and promotes access to information, skills, and technologies. The need for educational psychology in the field of agriculture and farming sector include the following major issues. 1. Human capacity. The capacity of extension personnel to engage and obtain feedback from farmers and also to seek global and local information for sharing with farmers. Human capacity can also refer to both the quality and quantity of extension personnel. It encourages building human ability to acquire and develop new information and knowledge in order to increase productivity. 2. Content. Beyond the provision of information on the main cereal crops and technologies, efforts are needed to augment the content to include market intelligence, policy insights, farmers' experience, and off-farm enterprise information. 3. Processes. The process through which the information is shared can determine the effectiveness of the information relevance. Educational inputs set priorities for information needs in consultation with grassroots users. It emphasizes the deepening of learning processes and explore how information is used by farmers with dissemination strategy to reach out to the actual targets through the extension approach. 4. Technology. Increasing use of technology can improve the nature and speed of information sharing. Effective and sustainable use of technology depends on the appropriateness of technology for the user. We will now talk about the role of Indian Council of Agricultural Research, also known as ICAR. The Indian Council of Agricultural Research took up a number of extension programs over the years. The first program was National Demonstration Scheme, initiated during 1964 to 65 to demonstrate the production potentiality of major crops in the farmer's field. Another program was called the Operational Research Projects, also known as ORPS, in 1975. The 1975 program identified technological as well as socio-economic constraints to formulate and implement the problem-solving technology models on areas, watershed, target groups, basis in operational areas. Lab to Land program was launched during 1979 to transfer low-cost technologies in agriculture and allied enterprises. Another experiment was the Institution Village Linkage program, which was launched during 1995, funded under National Agricultural Technology Project NATP during 1998 to 2004. Under the Innovation Technology Demonstration component of NATP, the ICAR established Agriculture technology information center in state agricultural universities to work as a single window support system, linking the various units of research institutions with intermediary users and farmers in decision making and problem solving exercise. We will also talk about agriculture extension and its impact. Extension activities of commodity boards, financial institutions, input agencies, non-government organizations, and media organizations. Commodity boards are extending crop-specific technical know-how to the farmers to a limited extent, as many of these boards do not have grassroots level functionaries all over India. Financial institutions normally provide assistance in preparation of agriculture project proposals by their technical staff to the farmers and others. Agriculture input agencies, besides providing critical knowledge as inputs in terms of quality and nature of seeds, planting materials, fertilizers, plant protection chemicals, etc., they also sponsor and organize training programs to educate farming community. Media organizations, both print and electronic, are disseminating timely information on weather, technical information, and marketing information. Various committed non-governmental organizations and philanthropists are also rendering rural extension services to the rural community in the field of agriculture and allied sector, health, sanitation, education, water supply, etc. across the country. It is very important to talk about the challenges. There is very little penetration of extension system at the village level. Major reasons include lack of grassroots level extension functionaries to work at panchayats or village level. The public extension system would continue to play an important role in technology dissemination to serve the large chunk of small and marginal farmers, besides the other extension service providers, to supplement and complement the public extension service. Extension mechanism has to be demand-driven, location-specific, and address the diversified concerns. There is still need for organized arrangement of farmers, since small and marginal farmers find it difficult to address a range of issues required for sustained development as far as extension of educational psychology is concerned. Decentralized, democratic, farmer-centric, demand-driven, vibrant and participatory institutional mechanism have to be ensured at the lowest cutting-edge administrative level. This is to enable the needs of the farming community. There is a need to deploy trained human power at grassroots for ensuring effective extension. To conclude, the role of educational psychology in the field of agricultural extension project has demonstrated that commodity-based farmers association can be effective in providing required backward and forward linkages, besides addressing end-to-end issues. Such associations empower farming community with required decision-making abilities and reduce the dependence on external sources. Innovation model needs to be replicated in other locations to serve the needs of the farming community.